cancer, and the research studies that will concur with me on that one. But again, they had a lot of fish oil and they weren't making a whole lot of money. So they did some bogus research and told people, hey, this is a great way to get it. And it's not a great way to get it. It's an inferior way to get it. You also get saturated fat with fish oil. Same thing you would get with steak, chicken, everything else. Anyone else in that row? Okay. Anyone in the row ahead of this?
Probiotics.
Probiotics are important. The two areas that modern medicine are trying to take control over the quickest are healthy bacteria we call probiotics. Another part of that is prebiotics that help to create probiotics. And they're so important because if you don't have enough healthy bacteria in your intestinal tract, it's like having a farm that doesn't have any nutrition in the soil. Number two, your immune system cells, in great part, get their energy. It's sort of the starting place for the immune system from the bacteria in the intestinal tract. So there are wide varieties of probiotics that are good ones. You can buy in the cooler section of the health store as an example. There's a handful of them you don't even have to cool anymore. You can just get off the shelf at the health store that are vegan in variety. But one of the tricks that they used to play, they say take acidophilus. If you take acidophilus, it acts like a domino effect and throws off the bacteria. So you need the 6, 7, 8, 9 different types of bacteria together, and you don't need them all the time. Now, if you're taking drugs, medical drugs, recreational drugs, including alcohol, you're going to constantly need to take them. But if you're off drugs and alcohol and not taking Pepsi-Colas, basically once you take probiotics, it may take 6 months to get it straightened out. After that, take them on and off. Like in my house, we'll take a bottle and not take it for 2 or 3 months. And we'll take another bottle and not take it. Because once you have the healthy bacteria, it remains there forever. One of the most amazing stories about anatomy, it's almost a spiritual story and I tell it, is when a mother has a baby and you're breastfeeding the baby, within the first minutes you're doing that, colostrum comes out of the breast. Do you remember that? How many of you breastfed? And it's this really sweet, black substance. And that's where nature gives you the bacteria you need for the rest of your life. Isn't that amazing? From mother's milk, as soon as you're born, this comes out of the mother. And that baby would have a seed. If they lived 150 years, they'd have all the healthy bacteria they needed. Drink 1 Pepsi-Cola, drink a whiskey, take recreational drugs, take steroids. Boom! It's like putting a bomb in there and destroying all of that. So yes, get it. Yes, use it. Important. Helps your immune system. That means it prevents and eliminates cancer and every other known disease. It's all about immunity. Yes?
What's your sense on the receive nutrients from yeast?
Yes. Yes.
And the second is, what's your sense on collagen?
Number one, he's asking about the way they produce many, not all, but many of the whole food supplements. In my book, I have a chapter on the whole food fraud, too, where they literally take chemical supplements, put them into the yeast culture, because North Americans, we love this big numbers, 5,000 milligrams. None of it's absorbed, but 5,000 milligrams. So they put the chemical in there, put yeast in, and then can justify by saying that's a whole food supplement. What we require as a whole food supplement is they go to the food, extract without killing the nutrient in a water, usually it's a water filtration system, and then basically put that in without destroying the element to it. That should be the whole food supplement. But yeast, by the way, doesn't convert over to be yeast in the body unless it's a very, very poorly made supplement. I take 5 forms of algae every day, have for 25 years. Anyone that would tell you blue-green algae is not good obviously hasn't read the overwhelming research out of Asia on it. Overwhelming. In the quarter of a century that I've used it on tens of thousands of people, the benefit is spectacular. That's all I can say. I mean, it's the highest protein food on the planet Earth. Blue-green algae is 54%. Another one I take, green algae, chlorella, is 52%. It's the only food we know on the planet Earth that corrects aging. It fixes DNA problems. That's why I take 5 a day. I take 20 enzymes a day, I take 5 a day. I'm a happy guy. I want to be around another 30, 40 years. And so basically that's what you should be doing. And great, great food. Yes?
Explain the importance of enzymes.
Enzymes are, again, the way your electric body increases the electric in the cells, which are obviously the organs and the bone, etc. So one of the most important nutrients nobody talks about, enzymes. They talk about vitamins, they talk about proteins, they talk about minerals. Why? They sell them to you. But it's only a handful of people that now know enzymes. And the pharmaceuticals are so understanding how powerful they are. In many countries around the world, they've made it outlawed to sell enzymes other than through medical doctors. Like when I'm in Scandinavia, in Denmark, they cannot buy enzymes there anymore. Norway, Germany, cannot buy enzymes anymore. And they're going to try to do it. They're pretty well ahead here in Canada, by the way, doing the same thing. So you're pretty far down that road. I've created an organization, I've hired lobbyists, we're going to prevent that in the United States, and we hope, from happening. But with that said, why I take 20 a day is for the very reason I just told you. Because if I increase the electromagnetic frequency in and around my cell, when the free radical comes, the cause of all aging and all disease, it pushes it off. What are you here for? Come off. But if my cell is vulnerable because it has low electromagnetic frequency, it looks like the second picture, not the first picture, then I'm a vulnerable attack. Anything can come. A microbe can come, a cancer can come, and all of us have cancer. That's just people diagnosed with cancer. Anyone else on that level? Yes?
Suggestion for recovery from alcohol addiction.
Well, number one, it's a mental thing. Any addiction is a mental thing. The day I gave up 3 packs of cigarettes and marijuana, I did it all in one day. You have to want to do it. It's that simple. Until you want to do it, I don't care how many rehab programs you go to. You realize that rehab programs have less than a 3% success rate? Why the hell do they even have rehab programs? And so everyone I've ever known that's gotten over drug addiction or alcohol addiction or food addiction, that's what I was. I wasn't a drug addict or an alcoholic. I was a food addict. But is it any better? I mean, I was killing myself by eating, not with a bottle. As an Irish guy, I had to be addicted to something. So bottom line is, you've got to change the mind. So that's why everyone that comes to Hippocrates gets psychotherapy. It's the most important thing you've got to do. What is it about your life you like enough to stick around? What is it like about your life enough that you want to eat right? You want to exercise, you want to do the things it takes. And then with that said, there are certain nutrients that you can give, but I don't care what happens, until you change the channel, you're going to sneak back. When nobody's watching, you're going to sneak back to the bottle or the food or the dope or whatever it may be. And today, I mean, people are drug addicts on pharmaceutical drugs. I mean, oxycodone and OxyContin should be taken off the market. This stuff makes heroin look like a Boy Scout camp. I mean, people take it one time and they're addicted to it. It's the #1 street drug in many cities around North America now. Yes?
I'm interested in what you said about using EMF to
Right.
supplement. What kind of EMF? Are you using like biofeedback or white
Well,
noise?
one of the many things that we use is the most state-of-the-art biofeedback called Undimed. That's where we're actually checking your body. We don't say very much. We have a young lady called Anna about it. She comes and reports what she finds. Then we can't tell you in North America we're also treating you. We say, okay, come back for relaxation.
That's what
Thanks.
I do the same.
Okay, so basically when they come back in, we say, here, you sit under this relaxation machine.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's one thing we do. But we have $1 million worth of electromagnetic equipment.
And the magnetic force field, do you use this?
Well, we have that on the whole property.
Mm-hmm.
Magnetic force field to eliminate EMF act. I've had that for 23 years.
An EMF blocker?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. These are therapeutic devices that we pluck from mainstream medicine. In more civilized places in the world, they're using a lot of electromagnetic for cancer therapy and other types.
I'm familiar with the German product, the Quantec.
Yeah, that's sort of a very base one.
Mm-hmm.
That's Biofor is a state-of-the-art one. That one we got about 2 years ago now. And we've been using electromagnetic since Boston, maybe 30 years ago. I'm a major fan of
I
that.
was involved with the